Hi neighbors, how are things going this morning? Beautiful day out. Little precipitation, water the grass, that's a good thing. Keep it growing. Always need to mow a little more. Been looking at the news a little bit. Looks like NBC's trying to get a feud going between Trump and Como. Said Trump was gonna, or threatening to withhold the COVID vaccine from New York. Trump did say that he was going to have it shipped out everywhere except states like New York. So that Como had made a comment that he was going to have his own advisors look over the data and approve it for himself before he'd give it to his people. And I thought I heard both of those statements in the news even before I read this article. So I went back and looked at him again, and Como said what he said, Trump said what he said. And if you read further on down in that news article from NBC, they even said that Trump said it, that he was going to withhold it until Como approved it. That's way different than saying that he's threatening to just withhold it from the whole state entirely. Come on, NBC, you can do better than that. You don't need to put up phony ass headlines to get people to look at something. You know most people don't even read down past 2-3 lines. Then here they go off thinking that Trump's being a meanie again and won't give it to people that didn't vote for him. That's BS, and they knew it from the beginning. Disappointed them. But it shouldn't be. These are the same people that had a food line all jacked up for bad practices, and it was NBC themselves going in and doing it. That's just terrible. But then on the other hand, Tucker Carlson over at Fox News, he was apologizing. He had reported that some man in Georgia had voted after death. And come to find out it was his wife that had voted using Mrs. so-and-so. I won't give the name, that doesn't matter. But then there were other names there. And yeah, it looks like they voted after death. So what? Joe Frazier up in New York's been voting ever since he died. There have been people all over the country voting since he died. They're going to continue to be that way because other jerks out there are doing it. And we know they ain't coming back from death to do it. Unless you believe in Sasquatch, then maybe so. But the biggest thing, it didn't make no difference to begin with. So what if a dozen people write in ballots this way and send them in? It's not changing the election. If it gets that tight and then they go through and sort things out, it'll be kicked out in the end, excuse me again, and they'll get it right. Illinois and Chicago's always been famous for this. It's nothing new. And I bet if you dig in, you'll find about as many on the Republican side. And I'm not trying to take up for either side here, or lambast the other side. It's Tucker Carlson making the issue of it. And it was stupid. It was ridiculous. It's just having something to talk about and trying to bash the election and make it look bad for Biden. And Biden had nothing to do with it, no more so than Trump would have anything to do with somebody going and voting for some dead person in his name. I hope someone do keep voting for me after I'm gone. Make up for the times I missed. You reckon it do any good? I don't. Both of them should be ashamed. Both of them. But Leonard Moses got captured up in Minnesota. He's been on the lam for about 50 years. Back in 1968, he and some other boys firebombed a house. 72-year-old lady got bad burnt. Died a month or two later from pneumonia, resulting from her injuries in the burn. Burn injuries are bad on people. People just aren't made for that. So they arrested him, convicted him, sentenced him to life. Now, one article I read said sentenced him to life without parole. The other one said sentenced him to life. So I can't swear to which one of those are accurate. Makes me wonder why you get two different articles on the same thing. Facts didn't change, you know. I can't really blame the kid for running if he got a chance. I mean, to look at life without parole, or even just life, and here you are being sentenced at 18. Doesn't make any difference if the crime he did was heinous. Listen to the prosecutors and they get in trial, and it's such a heinous thing for everything that comes up. But this one was bad. It was. Now, I don't know if Leonard had much to do with it or if he threw the firebomb. They didn't give any kind of detail like that. And I was feeling kind of sorry for the kid for even getting caught, you know. Mainly because, now, is prison for reform or just punishment? If it's for reform and he'd been living 50 years out on land, doing nothing wrong, that sounds reform to me. If it's just punishment, I can't argue with the law. Take him back, throw him, lock him away for the rest of his life again. And that's what will happen now. They'll take him back, they'll lock him up. He'll spend his time. I know his cohorts had to be all kind of pissed. Here it is, he's been out free for the last 50 years and they've been rotting in jail. There weren't much justice there either. But I changed my mind about feeling sorry for him once I read the way they caught him. He had been stealing drugs from the pharmaceutical company he's working for. That's how they got his fingerprints, and when they ran him, they came up with his real name. Called in the FBI and went and arrested him. Called survival of the fittest, folks. Eventually, stupid gets caught. That move was stupid. He gets what he paid for. And one got caught down in New Mexico out of Colorado for shooting a guy. He's been on land for about 40 years. Oh, FBI is starting to tighten up since they got rid of their political hacks and just going to do law enforcement. Proud of you boys. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you tomorrow, okay? Hey, click and like. Here's my email. Enjoy talking to you folks.